Hello and welcome back to Richard's Home Mechanics on YouTube and Facebook. The project we've got here is going to be a Honda petrol lawnmower. It's a non-starter. These are going to be very short videos. I'm going to do them in stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, etc. Working away fault. We're going to be fault finding and we're going to be starting with the electrical first. So let's crack on. Let's get the tools out and let's have a look what's wrong with this Honda mower. Okay, let's first stage to see if we've got a spark. I've already taken the spark plug out, as you can see there. This is the original spark plug, so this is going to be stage 1 to fault find on this Honda. So the first thing is we're doing the electrical side. So let's see if we've got a spark first. Right. There is no spark whatsoever, but not all is lost. Sometimes you do get faulty spark plugs. Don't always jump deep first, feet first. Always try the simplest ones, and the simplest one is to change your plug. This could have been sitting in there ages. Let's change your plug, shall we? Now this is an old plug sitting around out of a car. I think it was out of an Astra. Not obviously won't fit it in the mower because it's the wrong one, but it's good enough to see if we've got a spark. So let's just whop this one on and see if we get a spark. I can see the reflection of the camera. I'm not sure if you'll see the spark from where you are, but I can certainly see if it's sparking from where I am. Let's try it. Oh, that's a great result. They've definitely got a spark. So, stage 1 is complete. We have got a spark. Unless the timing's changed, which I doubt it, we've got a spark. So we can cross that, tick it off the list, and then let's move on to the fuel, shall we? So let's get this carburetor off, shall we? Okay, so we're happy we've got a spark on this now. That just reminds me, just to put this plug back in. Obviously I don't want no rubbish going in there, but we've got a spark, so tick it off the list. That's stage 1 done. I'm not going to stop there. I mean, I could just see if it'll start, but by the look of this mower, that's been sitting around a long time. And the thing is, with mowers, any small appliance that is used, and if it's a seasonal sort of item, you should drain the petrol out of the tanks at the end of the year. Just a quick tip: if you've got a mower, while I'm on it, a strimmer, anything you use seasonally, like for the summer or winter, when you finish, drain the petrol out, because what happens, the petrol will congeal, the petrol evaporates and it leaves like a wax substance in the carburetor. That is a reason why when you get your lovely little petrol mower out, people say, well, it was working when I put it away, but it won't start now. It's because what's happened, the jets have blocked up and it's full of like a wax of the residue that's left of the petrol. So just a quick tip on Richard's Home Mechanics: when you put your appliance away, your mower, your strimmer, at the end of the season, drain the fuel out or run it till it runs out, because then you'll have a clean carburetor, hopefully, fuel, 2-stroke oil, whatever, away you go, and you'll start the season on a good note. Right, so what we're going to do, to make it easier to get to the carburetor, we're going to take off this pulley system. So, let's have a look. Okie dokie. What size are we looking at? Not that. That one. Gotta be that one. Whoops. Gotta be this one. That's the beauty. Right. I don't often use air tools. I'm just going to give it a run. I haven't used it a while. I normally condone them on small engines like these, but I just want to see if it's working. I haven't used it for a while. I'm only going to use it on here. Let's have a look. That's it. I know it works. Let's turn that off. Okay, right, so we've got 3 little bolts on top here. Let's keep these all together. As you take things off, remember how they go. If not, take a photo. So this should just come off. Let's have a look. Here we go. Well, that's handy, Harry. I haven't got to disconnect the fuel. No, I think that can stay like that. So I can just leave that like that. That's fine. That's even a better result. Here is the carburetor. So we've basically got to take the air filter off to gain access to the carb. So let's crack on, shall we? This looks like it just clips off. Now, look at that. Look at that, look. That air filter is well dirty. Look at that. Spiders, webs, bits of grass in there. That's going to need sorting out. So let's put that out as it comes off. Don't forget, as you take it off, put it onto the side in order you take it off and the way it comes off. Remember that. Right, here we go. Right, I'm not familiar with these, so I need to have a quick look around on how this is going to come off. A few springs here. Fuel is off. There's no fuel in it anyway, very little. It looks like that is some sort of securing bolt, so I might loosen that off to give me a bit of room. But let's have a look. Let's crack on and have a look what's in there. Right, back to my hand tools. I so prefer my hand tools. You can strip these so easy, look, just nice and gentle. There you go. So what we're going to aim on this video is, as you say, we found it's sparking, so that's ticked off the list. Next stage is fuel. So that's all we're going to do on this video. We're going to see how this carburetor comes off, and then we'll finish on that video. So they're nice, short, simple, easy to follow videos, so you haven't got to take too much in. There we go. Get me have a little bit of special tool. Got this little thing, a lot easier, look. Just clip it on there. Ah, so easy, look. Don't forget, if you're going to get into the old mechanics, start collecting your old tools up. Now I know this looks like this bolts the whole carburetor on by the looks of it. It certainly looks like it. Let's have a look. I'll tell you what, they're long old bolts, so I'm suggesting that goes all the way into that carburetor, I think. Yes, it certainly looks that way. Before we go too far, right, remember that's a small bolt, must remember that. Must remember that's a smaller bolt at the top. Let's have a look. It's got some, right, okay. It's got a pipe on there. It looks like a breather pipe of some sort. It's not a fuel pipe, that's for sure, because it's going into the carby. So get me pry bar, my little pry bar. We're just going to pry this off. Here we go. Get yourself a pair of pry bars. You'll be surprised. I've got all different sizes of these. How often you will use these when you're doing mechanical, when you're on the tools, you know. Right, that's freed up a bit. Something else is holding it here, which is that. See, look, silly things like that, look. That's holding it. Why isn't it coming off? It's because the height level's in the way. Crikey. Let's get that up out the way. There you go. Jesus. Look at that. Spent 30 seconds trying to get off when there was that. But this is the things you're learning as you go along, you know. Said I haven't worked on these. I ain't got a clue. I've just worked my way through it, look. So, let's have a look. So that comes off like that. Okay, look at the crap on that, look. I did give it a blow down before we done it, but hey ho. Right, let's get a red round this. Let's just put that in there. So now, that's the carburetor exposed. I'm not even going to attempt to blow that. There's a little bit of dirt there. I've got to be very, very careful because I couldn't get that. Should really have blown that down, but it's a bit late now. Right, let's see how this carburetor comes off. There we go, that's one. So that obviously holds out. So I think if we loosen that, that might give us a little bit of access there. I reckon that's the same size actually. It certainly is. Oops. Oh, that's tight. That was tight. Here we go. Don't need a lot. Just going to give it a little bit. Here we go. Just give it a little bit. Just a little bit of movement. Here we go. That's it. Right. Here we go. Okay. That looks. Before we go any further, that comes off like that. What I'm going to do, I just want to quickly take a photograph, and I'm going to have to use this camera, so just bear with me. We'll come straight back on you. As I've said before, when you're taking things apart, photograph it. Now, this might be sitting on this little workbench for a month, so I need to photograph it, so I'll be straight back. See you in a minute. Okay, back on it. Here we go. Right, I've loosened off this bolt here, like I noticed before. That was gives me a little bit of play now, so we're just going to take that bolt out. I know where that goes. Just put that down there for a minute, and that allows me to tilt this over. Here we go. So what we've got left, what you do, let's suss this out. I want to get this carburetor off. So we've got a linkage there. We've got a linkage there with this little spring here, yeah, and we've got a fuel pipe. So luckily the fuel pipe has got an on-off switch on it, a valve on it, so we can just get our little pry bar, this little one here, and obviously support everything. We're just going to pry. A lot easier to use these than a screwdriver. Look, we're going to push that pipe off. Here you go. Going to push that pipe off. Here we go. Here we go. She's a coming. Nice and gently. Here we go. She was on there tight. Here we go. See that? That's the fuel pipe. Yeah, well, this carburetor is really dirty. No wonder it don't run. That's really dirty. Right. So that's one of three we can get off. And all we've got left holding this carburetor on. Cool, them gaskets are knackered. Not sure if I'll buy them or make some. Probably buy some. I reckon they're cheap enough. So anyway, back to here. We've got a linkage here to free this carburetor. Now that is very, very delicate. See that little spring there? You can see that little tiny delicate spring there. It's minute. That we need to be really careful of that. We need to be really careful of that. So let's see if we can get this one off. Need to get that out first. Well, let's get this one off first. Right, that's off. Yep, got that one off. Right, I'm going to be very, very gingerly with this. God, this carburetor's knackered. Right, let's try and get this off very, very gingerly. Nearly there. Here we go. And that, very gingerly, because it's very important, this spring. Here we go. And that, my lovelies, is the carburetor off. Look at the state of that. Now, that wasn't hard, and I've done that with very, very basic tools, haven't I? So, anyway, let's put this on the bench for a moment. We'll have a little chat. Let's have a little look, shall we? Look at the state of that. So on the next video, we're going to clean all this out. So that'll be stage 2. So we're going to do little tiny little bits at a time. So we've done stage 1. Let's put this on the bench and have a little chat, shall we? Okie dokie. Okay, let's just recap what we've done. We've found a spark, we've got a spark, so we can tick that off. That's stage 1. Stage 2 was to remove the carburetor. You look how dirty that is, look. That's absolutely chocker. So we're going to call it a day on this video. I'm going to keep them short and sweet to keep people so they're interested, and hopefully you'll come back and see stage 2. So watch this space. Put on, if you're on Facebook, do your subscribe and your notifier, and you'll get your little ding come up in your corner of your Facebook, which will let you know that we have then moved on to cleaning this carburetor. So stage 2 will be cleaning this carburetor and fitting it back on the mower. And possibly we'll try and start it. See you on stage 2. Thanks very much. Take care.